Hey guys, this is part of my hair extension series that I promised you all in my future videos video. And this is basically my introduction, and I'm going to tell you a little about hair extensions. Well, my disclaimer first of all, I am not a hair person. I've never styled hair on anyone else. I mean, I've tried, but nothing professional. I've never taken hair classes. I don't know much about hair in general. I'm really just going by what I've been told because I've had so many different types of extensions and for a long time too. So since for the past 8 years, since I was 18, I've been getting extensions. So I have always wanted long flowy locks. Ever since I was in 2nd grade, I completely remember my teacher was telling us to write a wish list. One of the 3 wishes was that I could have long hair, like long like Rapunzel's. Now my mom was not one. Okay, first of all, my mom was like a neat freak. Well, she still is, not as bad, you know, but she would always have my hair cut like up to here, and that was the longest it could go for the most part. So I always went around looking like a boy. I kind of think of myself as having a big head. I sort of feel like if you have a big head, you shouldn't have not so much hair. That's why I wear bumps so much on my head, I think, to kind of compensate for the big head. I just like things to be in proportion. So, you know, big head, big hair. Little head, little hair. I've had clip-in, which I currently use. I've had bonds. I've had sewn in, like a weave. And I've also had glued in. Well, there's synthetic hair, and then there's 100% human hair. Now, I always get 100% human hair, and this is because you can apply heat to it and it won't melt. Now, if you try to do it to synthetic hair, it will melt the hair. Extensions are made in so many different textures, so you can find a texture, hair texture, or a color to match your own. You can also get a variety of lengths. You can get, I've seen as short as, I believe, like 18. I want to say 12, but I don't think I've seen 12. You can get 18, and of course, you can cut it to match your own hair. So if you just want, like, I don't know, if you just want like 10 inches of hair, you can definitely cut it to make it your own. And then I've also seen up to 26 inches in stores. Now, I've heard that you can get 30 inches, but I have never seen that. And I think I tried looking it up too online, like to buy some, but I didn't see any. But I mean, I'm sure some beauty stores have like a very wide variety of that. So now the first one is called the glued-in extension. Now you can, what they do, this is an old track that from my clip-in, so they usually don't look this used. Anyway, basically this is a track. Now you can cut off, usually these are really long, that's how you buy them. And what you can basically do for the glue-in, you measure around your head which part you need, how much hair that you need. Now, I had this one time, I didn't get it on purpose, I accidentally got it, and I was wondering why the extensions were so cheap. I was like, that's all. But, of course, I should have known. It was a new hairdresser I was dealing with, so she didn't know either. And she said how long it would take, and I was like, well, that's strange. And I was still new to extensions, so I didn't know that you could get, like, the glue-in and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I got the glue-in, I got 2 tracks, and seriously, okay, I went to the club that night to dance, because I love going to the club and dancing. Anyway, well, I used 2 more, but this is back when I was, like, 18, so I went to the club and I was like, yeah, let's dance. So I started dancing, started like playing with my hair like while I was dancing or something. And then all of a sudden, like, I guess I was running my fingers through and I noticed it was coming out. So I bolted it to the bathroom. I was like, oh no, that is not cute. And well, that was the end of the glue-in extension. So it's also harder to wash your hair with these types of extensions because you can't rub too hard. You can't rub your scalp. These will last for about 1 week. Someone said 2 weeks. I don't know about that. Plus, it's really bad because eventually when you do pull out the track with the glue, some of your real hair will come out, so that will cause thinning. But if you need, you know, a quick fix, or if you don't get it too often, or if you don't have enough money to get the other types of extensions, then I would recommend this, but don't like play around in your hair like I did. And I think that sweating may have an effect, even though they don't say that, I think it does, because I was working up a sweat at that club. The sewn-in extension. Now this is where they basically braid your hair. Well, they keep, of course, a little section up top like this, and they basically... Alright, so the next type of extension is the sewn-in extension, and this is also referred to as a weave, because they weave the thread to get the hair in. Anyway, so what they basically do is they take a section of hair up, so that's the part that's going to cover up your extension, so no one will know that you have them. And they braid the hair across horizontally, and this is called a cornrow. Or think of it as, if you don't know what that is, think of it as kind of like a French braid, except horizontal instead of vertical. And this is really little, it's not like a big bulky braid, it's a really little braid, and then what they do is they take They take a track already like this. They can double it or they can do it single. I used to get it double, though that actually may cause more stress on your hair because it's heavier and it's pulling more on the braid. But they take this and they basically take a special needle and they take a thicker type of thread and then they sew it in. Now they use something called a C needle, I believe. Oh, this isn't a C needle. My C needle was so big. The needle is shaped like this, like a C. So it makes it easier to come around when they're sewing. The C is already curving for them. So yeah, and this is my hair thread. It's pretty thick thread. It looks like, I guess, kind of like carpet thread, but it's definitely not your standard, like, let's sew the button on the shirt thread. Anyway, so that's how this stays attached. Now this stays for around 2 to 3 months. Some people it may stay for more, some people it may stay for less. I don't like this sometimes because it itches me, and the first time that I got it done, it was by, of course, another hairdresser, and it hurt so bad. Like, my head would not stop hurting, and not only that, it itched, and I couldn't scratch it because of my braids. I didn't want to mess up the braids. So my mom, I was in so much agony. My mom seriously cut out all the string, and the string was black, so it was really hard. Well, I would have thought if I had to do it myself, it would be hard to differentiate between the string and my hair. Definitely more secure than glue, and you can actually reuse the hair if you want. I never did it because my hair always got like nasty or something. I don't know. It probably depends what quality hair that you get. I didn't get the cheapest kind, but I also didn't get like the best European hair or whatever. So now you can reuse the hair if they take out the braids, because you have to get the braids tightened because your hair will grow, and that new growth will cause your braids to almost like sag in your hair, and the braids will probably also loosen up. So, and you'll want to wash in there because it gets all nasty. So the next type of hair that I've gotten, it's basically when your hair is bonded. They call it fusions, I believe. And this is where, okay, well, you can either get already attached hair, or you can get something like this, or you can do something like this where I gave my hairdresser like a track of hair, and what she would do, bless her heart, was take a little section, cut it off, take that section and get a bonding substance, usually made of keratin, which is something that already your hair is made of, and she would take that little piece and bond it to one of my real hairs. Now, in order to make it stick, it would be heated. She would use a heating device and she would just hold it there. Now, this would take forever, but it was probably the most natural looking, and you didn't have to worry about it itching quite as much, but you did have to worry about washing it, because here again, you couldn't like scrub it like that, and you didn't want to put too much heat on it, because remember, the heat is what made it bond in the first place. So if it gets too hot, then the adhesive will start to get sticky. In order to get them out, you can, what they do is they put a solvent on and they basically kind of massage it in. Now, this seemed to really damage and take out some of my real hair, so over time this will cause thinning. Supposedly you can keep these in for about 3 to 5 months, I believe. Last type of extension is the infamous clip, the one that I'm talking about. Okay, so this is just a really little example. Now, I usually have clip-ons on my whole head. Not my whole head, but around the circumference of where my hair is. But this is just a little example because, well, I had it handy. And this is my blonde clip-on I made before I got my blonde streaks. And here's a wig clip. This is what's attached to. I sew the hair onto a wig clip. And then you can put it in your hair and close it. They last, you can't wear them for, you can only wear them for like the day. Like, I don't recommend sleeping in them. I've done that before, but your hair will just get all nappy and it doesn't feel good to sleep on the hard wig clips. The wig clips are also nice because you can reuse them if you don't break them, like I've done a couple times. You can reuse them. If you're tired of your hair, just get rid of the hair, but reuse the wig clip. Oh, there's one other one. The other type of extension that I'm used to is like a ponytail piece or something. Now this is, oh, I melted this. I wore this to my best friend's wedding. I was her maid of honor and I didn't feel like fooling with my hair. So this is a ponytail. Now this is basically a ponytail. This is synthetic, so that's why it melted, unfortunately. Well, that part of it. You basically put your hair in a bun or whatever, wherever you want the ponytail to go, and there's a clip here. It's like one of those claw clips. And you clip it to your bun. This is really useful if you just don't feel like fooling with your hair for special occasions.